So what if you were interested in staying longer in Bohol, Panglao, Tagbilaran, right across the strait, that's Tagbi. So I'm in the Dauis municipality of Panglao Island right now. We got this neat little concrete dock structure. I'll show you. I just found this on accident last night, actually. And the great thing about this one is it's paved from the main highway all the way to the front doorstep. So we've got like an apartment complex here. They're still doing finish work on a bunch of the units in here. Swimming pool, not finished yet. Watch the sunset right out there. They have unfurnished and fully furnished. And it really looked to me like it could meet the standards and expectations of a lot of Westerners that would be hoping to do this. What the manager had told me was for a month rental lease would cost you 25,000 pesos. If you were willing to sign a year-long contract, you could get down to like 20,000 pesos per month. And that does not include, so an additional expense would be the electric, utilities, air conditioning, gonna be your big thing there, but they all have air conditioning. It's concrete structure throughout. It's got a kitchen. And then the big like 5-gallon jugs of water are 30 pesos each, which is good. That's the price of like a 1 liter at 7-Eleven. Yeah, so all those additional living utility expenses are on you. The sea view was one of the things that jumped out, and the quality of the structure inside. So this is what I'm talking about. It's paved all the way up to the front doorstep. We got a 24-hour security posted. They do like curfew close the gates at 10 o'clock p.m., but you can, you know, you can get in and out, but that's a good security plan. With the paving thing, you might be thinking like, oh, stop. If you have never been caught in a Southeast Asian rain squall when you're out on a motorbike and you have to cross like unimproved dirt and rocky roads in the middle of that, or, you know, as the water level rises, I got a news flash for you. It is not the most convenient or fun thing in the world. If you're staying longer and you're not just like, oh, I'm here to adventure and whatever comes my way. So why this one? Well, it's 5 to 10 minutes motorbike ride to Tagbilaran. So you've got, you know, a handful of shopping malls, you got a handful of hospitals, practical things you need to be paying attention to. There's just going to be trade-offs no matter what if you decide to do this. On the upside, the plus side of things, Panglao Island sure has a lot of finished product and under construction product. It's hard to tell if they are resorts that are being built or apartment complexes, kind of like this, like a condo or a serviced apartment. It's not immediately apparent, but there's enough units being built that if in any way the demand does not fill the supply, some of them have to be turned over into longer stay units. For example, in this complex, she had said, oh, we have 1 unit that we keep on Airbnb, but it's been filled, and the rest are just sort of like call in or show up on your own. And I am willing to bet that is the case all over this island. So it's like, it's spread out. No matter where you are, you're gonna travel to go do fun things, explore things, go get your groceries, whether that's on a bus line or on your own motorbike. One of the downsides would be right a few minutes outside of Alona Beach is an international airport, just jet after jet coming in and out of. That makes it almost too easy to get in and out of the island. So there's a very strong tourist presence on those beaches. Step one is, you know, get your feet on the ground here, do some looking around, decide if this fits your vibe, your set of wishes and desires, and whether it meets your budget. Then you just spend the time you need to spend exploring the island and the city to see if something catches your fancy or meets the price point that you're looking for, and put you at ease of access to whatever it is that you want. So what am I saying? I don't know, except this might be a great singular example because, yeah, no doubt you could find much cheaper options around Panglao and definitely on Bohol Island, actual outside of Tagbilaran. But you could also find much more expensive options depending on your price point. But this is super cool at somewhere probably in the middle range where, I mean, look at this. You can go out for your morning swim right there. You can sit out here and have your coffee. So short of having a 5-star condo right on the white sand, this is This is pretty hard to argue with. So these are all 3 and 4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, still, this is 25K. So we're in the model unit right now. That's Mitch. She is the secretary manager of the property. This is the model unit. This gives you some idea of the size and the layout that we're talking about here. I mean, this looks familiar for people coming from the United States. The unit that I was in last night, there was like a medium-sized refrigerator right there. So we got sink going on. We've got a little utility back here. Can you see? Storage. It's all, you could make an office out of that. Come outside. So it's a covered backspace. The unit she showed me late last night, there was like a kitchen countertop with a sink. So there's a water spigot there, and you could just probably line in to drain right there. So it's actually full bathroom. We're out close to the water. Let's go take a look upstairs, huh? So they all have these. Okay, this is your main bedroom. Good view. So you would, sunsets out that way. Got, let's see what that storage looks like. The unit we were in last night had like a dowel with clothes hangers, right? Yeah. And then
This is also for sale for 6.9 M.
6.9
6.9.
million pesos for sale. So you can do a lease to own option, you were saying?
Yes. Yeah.
The messages I'm getting, it sounds like most Westerners are looking to rent first with something like this rather than lease to buy, but I don't know. So that's like a 1-person bed. This would be, it's smaller, but you know, or whatever. You make an office out of this one. Bedroom number 3. See, because I know when I was touring the Iloilo units and Dumaguete units, you know, people complain about the size. And this has quite a bit more space to move around. Full bathroom, if you're tracking. Wait, does this have its own? No. So there's one full bathroom for this second floor. Okay. 2 bathrooms in the entire unit. It's quiet here. You've got the ocean view, or sea view, bay view, street view. And then down below, do people go out there and grill?
Yes.
Oh, we'll leave her contact information in the description below.
Yes. Just contact me.
Reach out
through
to
WhatsApp.
Through WhatsApp. Dial the number below if you want to schedule a time and that she can expect, you know, and plan around you. So, big thanks to her. I'm out and about on Panglao trying to make sense of observations I've had over time, conversations with the locals. You would have Barangay Biking, San Isidro, Dao, Libaong is next. And then you get closer down that way into the Dumaluan Alona Beach area. So for those of you that are looking for longer term stay, not just your quick vacation. So for those short termers, I mean, absolutely that Alona Dumaluan area, but it's very crowded. If you're staying long time, you are gonna tire of that very quickly. You get these places where it's great swimming, great snorkeling out here. They'll take, I think, small craft boats out to islands, maybe not from here actually, but I'm told Amarilla Beach down here is a great one also. So like in this, there's apartments everywhere and there's tons of construction happening. It's pretty spread out, and what I discovered searching online yesterday and today is Airbnb is going to give you, there's just really nice looking pictures and stuff. And a lot of these are like gated communities, security, so I can't just go in and out freely. to tour you. That would just take all kinds of logistics and work. Here in the Dao barangay, I had noticed driving by, because there's 3 main roads that go up to main Bohol. One goes out on the other beach, sort of, one right up the middle, straight road, and then this one on this side. Anyway, right here, passing through the Dao barangay, there's like a handful of bars all right next to each other, and they're just full of foreigners, Western looking foreigners. And that's the first time I've really seen that. Alona Beach has a different demographic to it for sure, and I'll just leave it at that. What is going on here? What do they know that I don't know? And there's not a perfect answer to that question, but I was just talking to a group of locals that are sitting here. There's even like a concrete blocked off swimming pool next to that little resort there. Pretty cool area. They're just sitting there eating and drinking, celebrating a birthday. Is it a certain spot, a certain complex or condo building? And they said, no. They just really like this area because it's kind of halfway in between Alona, Dumaluan, when they want that specific thing. It's not too much further to Panglao town actual, then you're halfway to Dauis, which is pretty small, but Tagbilaran for all your, bigger city resources. So I would say if you're trying to figure out from afar, even if you're here on the ground trying to make sense of all this, because I've been here for a while, and I'm learning nuances, details, learning new things every day. But I was like, is there some really fancy white sand beach here? No, the answer is no. I think it's just a balance of everything within a reasonable proximity. Bohol, the temperature, it gets really hot in Manila, that concrete jungle that just holds on to the heat. And actually, like Iloilo, Bacolod, I felt the same thing, like, oh my gosh, it gets so hot. And then as soon as you get outside of the concrete buildings and the black streets and everything, it cools way off. Well, it's much more breezy everywhere here. It does feel warmer to me on Panglao Island than Bohol Island. And then once you get into the highlands of Bohol, it really starts cooling off. Maybe that helps in your search just a little bit, trying to understand ahead of time. Or if you're here and you've been spending too much time in Alona. Now, pay no mind, it's a very special event tonight. There was a wedding last night. It's not karaoke every night. Onboard lifestyle. Now, I've driven by a couple of times and I had to know, because they've got the price posted right out front. It's like 16,000 pesos for a month. We've got a mini fridge inside. I mean, you can store all of your things. This is like, we're talking soft mattress, aircon. We've got some hot water happening in here. Yeah. I mean, it ain't fancy, but man, if you're on a budget, immediately when I see this, I think, here's the deal. There's so many places scattered around Panglao Island that you could live in medium term, long term. What a great option this would be to just sort of like do your looking around from as you're looking for a longer term water, hot pad kitchen, open air. This is totally doable. Ready? There we go. There's your pool. Nice. Oh gosh, I just have to give you that bird's eye view. It always helps put everything into perspective and context. Oh, I'm out of breath from running up those stairs. So it looks like you're kind of cleaning this up. So could you like morning coffee up here or evening soda while you're contemplating your next move and what part of the island you want to be in, whether you want that easier access to Big Bohol or you really prefer the vibe here in Panglao? Man, it's up to you. It's not normally like this, all the activity and noise, and it's not going to go very late anyway. You can reserve on Airbnb and Booking, and I think Agoda also. So I feel like this is a great find for those of you who are really wanting to kind of like dive into this, you know, the Bohol province and figure out slowly where you want to be, this would give you that opportunity and your investment to get started. Here's your telephone number and email, but you already know you can go onto the lodging websites, and they did say, you know, walk-ins, of course. This is like frosting, icing on the cake. On-site laundry facilities. If you don't have your own laundry, so wash, dry, fold up to 8 kilos of laundry, 195 pesos. That's bonkers. All things considered, if you are trying to get some footing on Bohol or just feel it out a month at a time, this is such a good choice.